how much play is in the wheel before the car actually starts to turn. So today I'm going to be taking out the slack, adjusting the gearbox, and doing an alignment, because the toe is automatically going to be off. If this is all the way left and this is all the way right, you know that the wheel is going to be off center. So a little recap, we're going from this much play. So your gearbox is obviously going to be here on the driver's side. You got two ways to adjust this thing right here. This is what takes out most of the slack. This adjusts the mesh of the gears of the pitman and the input shaft. This tightens up the tolerances of the meshing of the gears, and then this adjustment takes the preload off of the pitman shaft. So what you want to do first is go ahead and mark everything. Mark up where you see that little slot there, and there's a locking nut and then there's a slot. Mark that. Mark your locking nut here along with the adjuster. Mark it with the case so you can know where everything was before you started. And you're gonna want to make sure this guy's loose, not tight, but this one's it's already checked, it's pretty loose, because you want to tighten this one first and then this one. Tighten up the tolerances of the gear, and then you take the preload out of the pitman arm. So yeah, it's just a big locking ring. If you ever done like a fuel pump or anything like that, it's just got it's like a hex, right? And it's got these teeth. You pry bar, big flathead screwdriver, knock that loose, and then this looks like a gigantic, I don't know what size that would be, like a 36 millimeter. I'm gonna try some channel locks, try and tighten it up that way. I'm gonna put some penetrating oil, maybe WD-40, PV Blaster, get this lubed up, and then try to tighten it up. Okay, so our locking ring is loose. As you can see, the white mark here moved, but these two remain. So this is what I need to tighten to take the slack out. So like I said, I'm gonna torque that down, tighten it up, and then after that's set, I'm gonna go ahead and take the slack out of this preload up here. So you can see my before and afters. This is where it was located. This is how far I had to move it to take out the lash, and the same goes for over here. This was in line with the marks, but it went this far clockwise to take out the lash. So yeah, like I said, you take out this one first, you tighten this one up until there's no, so it's not loose, and then you go ahead and tighten this one up. And let me tell you, the play is so much better. It's not perfect, but it's 10 times better than what it was. Let me show you what we're working with now. So after our adjustments, this is the amount of slack we're dealing with now. I'd say it's probably 60% less play than before. This much play. Resistance here, resistance here. So centered would be like here, like I was like on the drive into work this morning. The alignment is off this much. I need to toe it up and get the steering wheel centered, because right now to go straight, the wheel is off center. But yeah, this amount of play, it's a lot better, and it's a lot tighter. The wheel is tighter, it's not so loose, and being loose kind of made it more like dramatic, more, it felt even worse. It made the problem worse than what it actually was. So it's tighter, but also the slack is, like I said, about 50–60% better in the right direction. Tomorrow I will be doing an alignment to center up the wheel, and that should just further improve the steering and drivability of this car. So here are the specs for the wheels I'm running. They're Pro Comp wheels. I guess the design is rock crawler. They're 15x8, 5x4.5 bolt pattern, 3.75 back spacing. I've already got them mounted on the tires, or the tires mounted on the wheels, I should say. This is just like, honestly, a cheap tire I found on Amazon. It was like $4.50 for the set of 4 tires. That's basically half the price of like a BF Goodrich or, you know, Nittos and things like that. So yeah, I just went with this. They're made in Indonesia. I was calling them Chinese tires to my friends, but they're actually made in Indonesia. Yeah, man, I mean, they're a LT tire, heavy duty, really knobby. They're mud terrains. The 8-inch width is a perfect size for this 235. It's a little bit of sidewall bulge, which is good. I like that. So yeah, 15 by 8 is perfect for this 235. Anyways, so I've seen that to run this offset of wheel, you need wheel spacers. So I went ahead and got some wheel spacers as well, because what happens is the caliper will rub on the backside of the wheel. It's too shallow right here. There's not enough room for the caliper. So you got to run some spacers to make them poke even more. It's already an aggressive offset, but the spacers are going to make it even more aggressive. So yeah, we'll see how that looks. My dad's going to give it a go. All right, my turn. Oh well, you tried. No, you're not getting on the hood.